The Senate on Wednesday commenced the consideration of the 2023 Appropriation Bill laid before the National Assembly last week by President Muhammadu Buhari. To accelerate the budgeting process, the Red Chamber immediately began the consideration of the second reading of the bill. Some of the lawmakers who made comments said the recurrent expenditure was on the high side. Senator Ali Ndume particularly mentioned that the recurrent component takes about 43% of the 2023 budget.
The recurrent expenditure should be looked into critically, and Mr. President, if there is that time or after, we should even investigate. Why is our recurrent expenditure going up? Why it's supposed to go down, especially now that technology has made work easier and cheaper.
Debt service as at 2022 budget was 3.6 trillion. It rose to 75% in 2023, 6.3 trillion. My worry is what we are doing now in debt service is merely paying the interest element of the debts of the monies we borrowed, because most of those monies are long tenured.
Concerned about the imminent threats of global recession due to the Russia-Ukraine war, some senators said there is need for the government to cut cost of governance, tackle leakages, and strengthen government-owned enterprises to increase revenue generation.
There's also a need for us to look at a way where maybe the government seeks some kind of concessionary funding of, let's say, about $40 billion at not more than 4% per annum with a tenure of about 20 years to pay all the ways and means of that we hear that it's almost about 20 trillion that the CBN has issued.
We should still try and find a way to stretch most of the government-owned enterprises as to how best we can still get some revenue.
Look at what is happening. Brazen storing of crude. Imagine what will have been generating. And this has been happening for years.
President of the Senate agreed with his colleagues on the need to reduce budget deficit and salvage revenue shortfall from oil and gas. But before the deliberation on the appropriation bill could be concluded, the Senate chamber was about 90% empty, with only a handful of voices saying yes to the call of the Senate President for the bill to be approved for second reading.
Our Committee on Finance continue to look into areas where we can see some green light of maybe some unidentified revenues.
Plenary has now been suspended till the 15th of November, but for the next 4 weeks, there will be a flurry of activities as ministries, departments, and agencies commence defense of their budget estimates before relevant Senate committees. Georgina Ndukwezaika, Arise News.